Okay, I have the thought for the day. All of you are trailblazers. Relax, you can still like the Lakers. It's not about Portland. It's about blazing it. And now that I have your attention, it's about blazing a trail. You know, so if you go to the countryside and there is no path there, then you have to make one. And if you walk enough times on this way, pretty soon the path appears. You've created this path, and that's exciting and new and different. I knew a homie, we'll call him David Navarrete, and he was had a hard life and came from a house that was horrifying and a lot of terror there, so he wasn't there very often. Dropped out of school in junior high, got into a gang. But he was really, talk about blazing it, that was the only thing he wanted to do really all day long, was get high, to kind of numb the pain of his own life. Once he was actually with another homie at a park, and the cops pulled him over, and he had a big huge bag of bud, a big Ziploc bag, and when he saw the cops pull over, he tossed it into the bushes, and they had him hemmed up, and the cop went looking in the bushes, and of course he finds the bag, and he says, which one of you two is David Navarrete, he says. And apparently he put a masking tape piece of, and with a Sharpie he wrote, property of David Navarrete. And we looked at him like, hello, anybody home? But then he started working at Homeboy part-time. He got into school, and he started to blaze this new path, and it looked quite different from his previous path. I remember once he would always come and kick it in my office. We were talking, and I said, hey, do you have so-and-so's number? And this is well before cell phones. And so he goes, yeah, let me check my phone book. So he reaches into his pocket. It's not a phone book at all. It's just 4 white lined paper with a whole, and I could see as he opened it up, he had it folded in his pocket, and it had names, all sorts of names, and all sorts of phone numbers. But at the top of the list, in big black letters, it said, people David Navarrete knows. And I always thought that was kind of charming, but it was also, he was starting to inhabit a sense that he was a person worth knowing. And that's because he walked this other path. And he discovered that he was really quite smart after years and years of teachers telling him he was stupid. And he discovered quite the opposite. He became a voracious reader. He was always improving his vocabulary. Once he was kicking in my office, and he was making small talk. He said, oh, by the way, gee, I ran into this man who attended one of your talks once. I said, really? You did? He goes, yes. He found your talk rather monotonous. I went, damn. Seriously? Well, no, actually that didn't happen, but I'm trying to practice using bigger words. So I encouraged him to practice on somebody else. But he had blazed this path that nobody else had walked, and he did it. He discovered that he was a person worth knowing. He discovered that he was in fact brilliant and super, super smart. And he left behind the empty, hollow gang life because he knew that that kind of belonging would not lead him to becoming, so he left it behind. He decided not to numb his pain by getting high. He decided to hold his pain up to the light, and he found himself more curious about it than terrified of it. And so there he was in the countryside, and there was no way to get from this place to that place, and he blazed the path, and the path appeared because he walked it. And trust me, his 2 younger brothers have seen that path and have followed the path that he blazed. So all of you are heroic in that sense, that you've walked where nobody else has walked before, and because you chose to walk in that way, the path has appeared, and people will follow you. So congratulations on being trailblazers.